All right, welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us this evening. I'm Andrea Keene, Chair of the Wayzata School Board, and I call to order the Wayzata Public Schools Board of Education regular meeting for June 8th, 2020. On Friday, March 13th, Governor Walz issued Executive Order 20-01, which declared a peacetime state of emergency pursuant to his powers under the Minnesota Statutes, Chapter 12, Emergency Management. This allows school boards to meet by conference call or other electronic means under Minnesota Statute 31D.021. Before we begin, I'll go through a couple of Zoom meeting reminders. Please identify yourself when speaking. If you have background noise, please mute your microphone when listening. Sounds like we're going to have a couple people who need to mute. Thank you. Please do not make use of the chat feature, as this is a public and recorded meeting. And in an attempt to ensure that all voices are heard, each board member will be called upon for action items. Feel free to pass if you don't have a question or a comment. We'll go ahead and get started. Welcome, everyone. We want to begin this evening by offering our condolences to George Floyd's family, friends, and community. Everyone is shaken and disturbed by this tragedy. To our entire community, we grieve with you. Extra weight and grief is carried by our community members of color who experience the daily burden of racial injustice and inequity. To our students, families, and staff of color, the Wayzata School Board stands with you. We believe in you, and we know your value. Our mission charges us to provide an excellent education for each and every student, and there is no doubt we must do better. The school board stands ready to listen to all voices in our community. We value partnerships that help us understand and shape diverse perspectives that will amplify our work moving forward. We also join with our students who are already taking action. They are organizing and leading with empathy and demanding improved systems, policies, and curriculum that will challenge bias, dismantle systemic racism, and teach the history of underrepresented people. The school board is committed to using our resources to help heal our community and create lasting change. Thank you. Ms. Lucky, could you please call the roll?
Linda Cohen.
Here.
Chris McCullough.
Here.
Sarah Johansson.
Here.
Bonita Lucky. Here. Cian Falconer.
Here.
Cheryl Poseen.
Here.
Chase Anderson. And
Here.
Andrea King.
Here. Thank you, Ms. Lucky. All right, first on our agenda this evening, we have the approval of our agenda and approval of consent agenda items. Consent agenda items are considered to be routine in nature and will be enacted by one motion. There will be no separate discussion of these items unless a board member or citizen so requests, in which event the item will be removed as a consent agenda item and addressed. The consent agenda items are included in your board packet. Could I please get a motion to approve the consent agenda?
This is Sarah Johansson. I so move.
Bonita Lucky, second.
Thank you. Okay, I'll go through the list. For discussion, Linda Cohen, any comments or questions?
None.
Cian Falconer.
No.
Sarah Johansson.
No.
Chris McCullough.
No.
Cheryl Poseen.
No.
Bonita Lucky.
No.
All right, hearing none, will the clerk please call the roll?
Yes. Chris McCullough.
Yes.
Cheryl Poseen.
Yes.
Linda Cohen.
Yes.
Cian Falconer.
Yes.
Sarah Johansson.
Yes.
Bonita Lucky. Yes. Andrea King.
Yes, the motion carries unanimously. Thank you. All right, we don't have any reports from organizations this evening, so we will move right on to recognitions, and I will turn it over to Dr. Anderson for lots of exciting recognitions this evening.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and members of the board, and those guests that are with us tonight, and members of our administrative team. It's always my honor at our school board meetings to convene the recognition portion of our meeting. And at this time, I would like to recognize those individuals who have announced their intent to retire since the last time that we convened as a full school board. And I'd like to read the following names in their recognition. First, Pam Doughton, paraprofessional, Plymouth Creek, 14 years. Lois Hale, paraprofessional, Plymouth Creek, 30 years. Curtis Woody Hayes, custodian, Central Services, 15 years. John Hargraves, custodian, Plymouth Creek, 15 years. And Carrie Williams, custodian, Central Services, 21 years. We thank them for their service and contributions to the school district, and greatly appreciate all that they have done to serve our students and our community in fine fashion. So congratulations to those individuals, and again, many thanks for your contributions. Our second recognition this evening is for Employee of the Month. And at our regular school board meetings, we recognize our Employees of the Month and typically have them come to the front of the room by the podium, and I make a few comments on their behalf, and then they have an opportunity to respond. In the Zoom world, our format's a little bit different, but similar, and I'll read the narrative here on behalf of our Employee of the Month, and then give him an opportunity to share a few thoughts as well. And we are recognizing tonight Robert Olson. On behalf of the staff at Sunset Hill Elementary, we are excited to nominate Robert Olson as Wayzata Public Schools June Employee of the Month. Rob is a jack of all trades and a master of all of them. He has served our students and families as a third grade teacher, and this last year he transitioned into the role of technology specialist. Anyone that has worked with Rob will tell you that his greatest attributes are his patience, humble spirit, and enthusiasm for learning. He can take the most mundane task and turn classrooms abuzz with his creativity and passion for teaching. Students feel this energy and are motivated to create, explore, and in the process, learn from their mistakes. Rob is a strong advocate for co-teaching. He has partnered with the intervention and special education colleagues daily to ensure that the students he shares with them are receiving the instruction they need and when they need it. The work has led to profound and marked growth in our students. In his new role as technology specialist, Rob jumped all in. He worked hard to coordinate and, more importantly, share and discuss technology standards with each grade level and classroom. Rob dreams big and isn't afraid to tackle an idea if it is going to make a difference for students and his colleagues. Rob has written grants and made a strong case for coding resources at our school. This year, he was part of a large Wayzata Education Fund grant that will make virtual reality goggles available to students at Sunset Hill. As we move to distance learning as a result of COVID-19, his role shifted to supporting staff in this transition. Simply put, we are better at this because of his immediate guidance and on-call help. One staff member summed things up best when they said, Rob is very dedicated to not only his technology work, but also supporting teachers and students with whatever they may need. His ability to take an idea and make it come alive in the most accessible and easy way possible is a gift. He is exactly what you think of when describing the kind of coworker you hope to someday work with. We are truly honored to have Rob be a part of the Sunset Hill family, and he is so deserving of this award. Rob, congratulations. And I assume you're joined in here on our Zoom meeting somewhere. I don't see you on my screen, but at this time, you can feel free to make a few comments on behalf of the work you do and the Sunset Hill staff. Again, congratulations.
Thank you, Chase. Can I get a thumbs up saying you can hear me? I'm just making sure my audio. Okay, great. Well, first I want to say I feel truly blessed and lucky to be sitting in. This might be my final Zoom meeting for June. It might not be, you never know. I just want to say, coming from my previous district 4 years ago, I feel totally blessed to be part of Wayzata School District. And most recently, my wife and I moved into the district with our 2 little ones. We have 2 future Trojans. And I'm just elated to be part of the family at Sunset Hill. As we moved and transitioned into distance learning, I was able to attend PLC meetings from all the different departments, SPED, intervention, grade level tech specialists. And what I saw was creative teachers coming up with solutions to new problems that we didn't expect to see. And it was just, I felt amazing to be part of that and to be able to support those staff members and to support students during that time. And every day seemed like something new would come up and we'd tackle it with a problem, a set of solutions that we tried before and some new ones that we thought we'd try out. I was encouraged to see staff providing exploration activities and creative activities that encourage collaboration. And I was really glad to be part of that during our distance learning time too. And I couldn't have done it without our amazing tech team at Wayzata, Sarah Rathy, our paraprofessional, tech para, Dave Zucker, our elementary integrationist, and then my principal, Mr. Williams. I'm so thankful to be part of that team. Again, one of the things that stands out to me is I saw people lean into their strengths during that time and then make friends with their weaknesses. And I just thought that was a really kind of a mantra I tried to encourage people to do, because you can really harness some of the tools that Wayzata has to enhance a lot of the learning experiences that kids have from a distance. So again, I'm honored, blessed, and thankful to be part of Sunset Hill team. And thank you all. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Rob. And again, congratulations. We have a nice framed award for you. And although we can Zoom school board meetings, I haven't figured out yet how to Zoom a framed award through the Zoom mechanism. So maybe as the technology guy, you can give me a tutorial on that, and next time we'll be able to do that. But we're real proud of you and so thankful for your work and all that you bring every day. And I know the last several months have been really a challenge for everybody, but our technology team really did step up and help make the tools work well for us and provided a lot of PD. So we will get that framed award to you at sometime in the future. And we greatly appreciate your work. And Madam Chair, I don't know if you have any comments that you'd like to share, or other board members, but I'll turn it over to you at this time. Thanks again, Rob.
I don't think I have any other comments other than congratulations and thank you, Rob. All right, next on our agenda, we have some more recognitions. We have our Scholars of Distinction. So I will hand it back over to Chase to recognize our Scholars of Distinction.
I will start off, and then I believe I'm going to turn it over to Amanda Layden, a teacher at the high school who works closely with this program, who will share a little bit more and introduce our students. Congratulations to 13 students from Wayzata High School who were among the 44 students honored statewide by the Minnesota Department of Education as Leadership, Science, Social Studies, STEM Scholars of Distinction and Meritorious Award recipients. Minnesota Department of Education recognizes the distinguished achievements of students who have completed required work in the Minnesota academic standards, demonstrate mastery of complex subject matter, and apply their knowledge to challenging projects. Amanda, if you would please share a little bit more and introduce our students who are being recognized tonight. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you, Dr. Anderson, and thank you, board. It has been Mrs. Swenson's and my pleasure to have worked with these students over the past year. The process of research takes tremendous perseverance to manage the ups and downs inherent in the work, and they did a marvelous job of that. Their mentors were impressed with their maturity and their ability to take on rigorous projects that are at the level of undergraduate research projects in college. And we want to thank those mentors for providing such a rich experience for our students that is really like no other. And I'm actually going to turn this over to Mrs. Swenson, who will be able to read the names.
Hello, everybody. My name is Amy Swenson, and I too am honored to be able to teach in Honors Mentor Connection. In just a few minutes, I will read the names of the scholars and their specific award. You will forgive me in that I will not read the titles of their projects because some of them are above my ability to pronounce them correctly. So with that, let's get started with our first scholar. Afan Amr earned the Scholar of Distinction in Mathematics, as well as a Scholar of Distinction in Economics for the Social Studies. Arnav Barve earned the meritorious honor for science. Jasmeet Bhatia earned the meritorious honor for science. Arnav Desai earned the meritorious honor for science. Preena Doshi earned the Scholar of Distinction Award for Mathematics, as well as the Scholar of Distinction Award for Economics and Social Studies. Akshat Dwivedi earned the meritorious honor for STEM, as well as the meritorious honor in science. Ayush Gupta earned the meritorious honor for science. Brian Lin earned the Scholar of Distinction in Economics for the Social Studies. Vikrant Mahajan earned the meritorious honor for science. Spencer Matiga earned the Scholar of Distinction for Economics in the Social Studies. Brianna Shao earned the meritorious honor in science. Sanjali Subhash earned the Scholar of Distinction Award for science. Kevin Zhang earned the meritorious honor in science. And those are our awardees for the MDE Scholars of Distinction for 2020. And again, I extend my heartfelt congratulations to the amazing work that these young people have accomplished this year.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. And congratulations to all the students on your hard work and recognition. Next on our agenda, we have another exciting recognition. We have a very long list of perfect ACTs and SAT scores. Will that be Amy Swenson or Dr. Anderson?
I'll just lead it off and quickly turn it over to Amy Swenson, I believe. We'll read the names and recognize our students, 19 in total, who have earned these perfect scores. I'm deeply humbled to be in their presence, whether Zoom or live. It's equally humbling. So congratulations to all of our students and to all the support they've received from their parents and siblings and special adults in their lives. Ms. Swenson, if you would, please.
I again echo congratulations. This is quite an amazing accomplishment. We're very, very proud of the work that you've done and the dedication that you have towards your studies. First, we have Preena Doshi, who earned a perfect ACT. Then we have Dan Gerke, also earning a perfect ACT score. We have Mira Gowan, who earned a perfect ACT. Siddharth Gorgatu, also earning a perfect ACT. Ashwin Halapet, also earning a perfect ACT score. Amog Kulkarni, also earning a perfect ACT. Catherine Liu, earning both a perfect ACT as well as a perfect SAT. Vikrant Mahajan, earning a perfect ACT score. Sean Meng, earning both a perfect ACT and a perfect SAT. John Moy earned a perfect ACT score. Wyatt Sass earned a perfect ACT score. Brianna Shao earned a perfect ACT score. Justin Silas earned a perfect ACT. Adelaide Slavin earned a perfect ACT. Charles Snelson earned a perfect ACT score. Ben Weiner earned a perfect ACT and a perfect SAT. And Andrew Yang earned a perfect ACT. Serenity Yergantala earned a perfect ACT. And Audrey Zhou earned a perfect ACT. Again, we extend our heartfelt congratulations to this accomplishment.
Thank you so much, Ms. Swenson. And it was great having so many of the students join us at the meeting tonight. Thank you for attending. We really love to see your faces. All right, next on our agenda this evening, we have the audience opportunity to address the school board. This section of the agenda provides an opportunity for members of the audience to address the school board. For Zoom or teleconference meetings, please email your comments to the school board by noon on the day of the meeting to ashley.winter@wayzataschools.org, and then your comments will be read during the meeting by the school board chair. All right. We do not have any comments for the school board this evening. So we will move on in our agenda to administrative reports and recommendations. Under the category of finance and business services, we have 3 items this evening. So I will hand it off to Jim Westrom.
Good evening, Madam Chair. This evening, as you mentioned, we have 3 items for the board's consideration. The first item is the monthly financial reports. And this takes me a second. Closed for the board's review are the financial reports as of April 2020. And the included reports include the investment summary, an analysis of financial reports, a statement of revenues, a statement of expenditures, and then student activities have been rolled into board control, so they're included within these reports. I did want to mention that you're aware that the Finance Committee of the board meets on a monthly basis and we'll be meeting tomorrow at noon. In looking at the financial reports, you probably recall that last month we anticipated that we might start to see some variances in the budget versus actual, but believe it or not, April still appears reasonable. So primarily due to the fact that we're accounting for our activities on the cash basis. So I would anticipate that the May reports will look a little bit different once we go into distance learning. So with that, there was nothing unusual noted. So I would be happy to respond to any questions if there are any.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Westrom. I'll quick go through the list. Any questions or comments from Linda Cohen?
No, thank you.
Cian Felkiner?
None, thank you.
Sarah Johansson?
No questions, thanks.
Chris McCullough?
No questions.
Cheryl Polzini?
No questions, thank you.
Bonita Lucky?
No questions.
All right, thank you. Then next on our agenda, we need to certify the population estimate. Would you like to make some comments about that, Jim?
Yes, I will. On an annual basis, school districts have the ability to certify their population estimate. This is pursuant to Minnesota Statute 275.14, and we can update our resident population estimate to the state demographer for approval. However, it does require school board ratification and a board resolution completed by July 1st and submitted to the state demographer by no later than July 15th. You're probably aware that the census is currently being accumulated, and so the last census that we would be using in Wayzata would have actually been the 2010 census, and we've seen significant growth since that time. So within the estimate that we are proposing the board to approve by resolution, we're increasing the district's resident population to 71,017 individuals residing within the Wayzata Public School footprint, and that's a 2,000 person increase from the previous year. So with that, the action is before you.
All right, thank you, Mr. Westrom. The recommended action is to approve the population estimate of 71,017 as of June 2020. Could I get a motion to approve, please?
Linda Cohen, I move that we approve the resolution and not do the reading.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Cheryl Polzin will second.
Thank you. Any discussion from Linda Cohen?
No.
Cian Falconer?
I do have a question for Mr. Westrom. This population that we're declaring as of June 2020, does this estimate last for a year, or is it just the estimate of snapshot in time for right now?
Yes, Madam Chair, members of the board, the population estimate is used to fund certain community education programs. So we need a number, a snapshot, just as of today, or in June, that will enter into the funding formulas for our 0 to 5-year-old programming. So if we do not increase it next year, it will continue at the number that we certify today. Within 2 years, it will basically use real numbers from the United States Census. So that's a great question.
Thank you, Mr. Westrom.
Yes.
All right. Any discussion from Sarah Johansson?
No, thank you.
Chris McCullough?
No, thanks.
Cheryl Polzin?
Pass, thanks.
Bonita Lucky?
No questions. Thank you.
All right, thanks everyone. Hearing no more discussion, this is a resolution. So Ms. Lucky, could you please do the roll call?
Yes. Bonita Lucky. Yes. Cheryl Polzin.
Yes.
Linda Cohen.
Yes.
Chris McCullough.
Yes.
Sarah Johansson.
Yes.
Cian Falconer.
Yes.
Andrea King.
Yes, the motion carries unanimously. Thank you. All right, next on our agenda, we have the preliminary budget for fiscal year 2020 to 2021. I will hand it back over to Jim Westrom for some comments.
Yes, Madam Chair, members of the board, we're pleased to provide a preliminary budget for your consideration and approval. This budget is across all of our funds, and it will finance the operations of the school district in the fiscal year 2020, 2021. There's too many 20s in that, in the way I was saying that. Just wanted to remind board members that the process for creating this budget actually goes all the way back to December, at the time when the school board approves the preliminary property tax levy and then certifies a final property tax levy. So included in these items are a 2% formula increase that the legislature provided for fiscal year 2020, 2021. It also includes that levy component that the board certified back in December. And then I also wanted to just make a couple broad statements. We are actually projecting an increase of 369 students. So our student enrollment will grow to 12,524 students. You may recall that 6 years ago, we were just over 10,000 students. So we continue to see robust growth in the district. That provides a great deal of stability. In addition, our voters have approved a local operating referendum that provides stability to the school district as well. The reason why I'm mentioning these items is that we're in a time of uncertainty, and so we're entering into the fiscal year with a great deal of stability and a great deal of financial stability as well. But we wanted to create the budget as if we were going to operate in our normal way of operating, which would be students back in the fall. If for some reason that doesn't occur, we do have the ability to respond appropriately. And so I do not see the district's financial position deteriorating during the 2020-2021 school year. Many of these remarks that I've made were discussed at our May 18th work session, where the entire board had the opportunity to do a deeper dive into the budget. And then of course our finance committee of the board, as well as our Citizens Finance Advisory Council, have taken a good look at this budget. So with that, the recommended action is before you, and I'd also be happy to respond to any questions.
Great. Thank you, Mr. Westrom. The recommended action is to approve the preliminary budget for fiscal year 2020 to 2021. Could I please get a motion to approve?
This is Sarah Johansson. I so move.
Is there a
This
second?
is Linda Cohen. I second the motion.
All right. Any discussion from Linda Cohen?
No discussion, thank you.
Okay. Cian Falconer,
No discussion, thanks.
Sarah Johansson.
Just a quick note of thanks. As Jim mentioned, the finance department's been working on this since December. I know that there's a lot of hands and a lot of minds and a lot of energy that brings us to this point. So thank you to Mr. Westrom and thank you to the entire finance team for setting us up for the year to come.
Chris McCullough,
No questions. Thank you.
Cheryl Polzin.
No questions.
Okay. Bonita Lucky.
No questions.
Okay. Ms. Lucky, could you please call the roll?
Sarah Johansson,
Yes.
Bonita Lucky, yes. Cheryl Poseen,
Yes.
Cian Falconer,
Yes.
Chris McCullough,
Yes.
Linda Cohen,
Yes.
Andrea King.
Yes. The motion carries unanimously. Thank you.
Madam Chair,
Yes,
may I just make one comment, please?
of course.
I forgot to make this comment. The budget, the school district values transparency, and we want our community to be aware of our budget. So this will be posted on the district's website for the district's population and review.
Oh, thank you for that comment. Okay. We'll look for that on the website. Okay, next on our agenda, we are down to board reports. And first of all, on behalf of the board, I'd like to offer our heartfelt condolences on the death of the St. Paul Public Schools School Board Chair, Marnie Zhang. Chair Zhang, who died of COVID-19, was only 31 years old and was a wonderful leader, was just getting started. So we share our heartfelt condolences. Ms. Cohen, do you have an additional board report?
I do. Thank you, Chair. I'd like to take this chance, this moment, to thank our teachers, our administrators, our staff, our parents, and of course our students for the outstanding effort and approach and accomplishments that have happened with distance learning. On behalf of the whole board and as chair of the Teaching and Learning Committee, I want to express for all of us our appreciation for a job really well done. You all made a quick about face and you worked on something that we couldn't control the circumstances, and you really worked hard with new approaches to learning and made the best of the situation. So I really want to say it was a wonderful spirit of cooperation from all the different groups and really a very positive spirit. So thank you all very, very much from all of the board.
Thank you, Linda. Our staff, parents, and students really showed their commitment to finishing strong. Are there any other board reports this evening? All right, hearing none, that concludes our agenda. May I have a motion to adjourn the Wayzata Public School Board of Education meeting for June 8th, 2020?
Linda Cohen, I move to adjourn.
Cian Falconer, I second.
Thanks. Ms. Lucky, could you please call the roll? Oh, you're muted.
Yes. Bonita Lucky, yes. Cheryl Poseen,
Yes.
Cian Falconer,
Yes.
Chris McCullough,
Yes.
Linda Cohen,
Yes.
Sarah Johansson,
Yes.
Andrea King.
Yes. All right, we are adjourned. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.